Hello, welcome back, my favorite movement enthusiasts. Today I wanted to take the time to slow down our mobility work so we can advance it a little bit more. So we're gonna go through a handful of more advanced mobility drills, but we're gonna slow them down to a point where we have to be in a lot of control and concentrating on what we are doing so we don't lose the tension, we don't lose the movement pattern or the fluidity in the movement that we're going to work through. So if you're ready, we're going to start out in an open stance like so and slowly switch between diagonal deep squats or Cossack squats from one side to the other. Now we want to take the time to really feel the stretch in every single part of our bodies that are being stretched, and feel the tension and flexion in all the parts of our bodies that are being flexed at the moment. So instead of using our upper bodies or our entire body's momentum, we want to take the time to feel every single movement and to control every single movement through strength and concentration. So now, instead of switching from the very top to the bottom, we'll push our hips lower and move laterally from one side to the other, opening our hips entirely, stretching out our adductors and going through external hip rotation while combining lateral deep squat mobility. You can even use your elbows to push your knees out a little bit more, and we have some extra external rotation in our extended leg to turn it out as much as we can for full range of motion. So lateral movement, extended leg, external hip rotation, and switch it up. Right side deep squat, left side external hip rotation in an extended leg. So let's push this to the next level by switching low and bringing the knee down to the ground. Now we want controlled movements, butt to the ground as well, and we're going to use our hip flexor and core strength to switch back up to the other side. Now, if you don't have the strength or control to go through these movements yet, there is absolutely no problem in having your hands on the ground, helping you out a little bit. You're going to notice I'm going to be doing this more for the right side because my meniscus is still not fully recovered yet, but on the left side I am pretty much able to reverse the entire movement without any problems. Left side, full touchdown, reverse, use your hip flexors, core and quad strength, switch down low, and full range of motion once more. We have one more repetition for both sides. To the left, complete touchdown, reverse to the right, complete touchdown, zero momentum. And now we're going to add some rotational mobility in our spine. Bring your hand behind your knee and push your hip forward. We have a nice little stretch in our hip flexors, actively controlled reverse movement, switch to the other side, hand behind your knee, knee down, and push your hip forward. We have rotational lumbar spine mobility as well, and we're going a little bit more into lateral spinal flexion. As you can see, one side long, one side short. I'm going to switch it up a final time to the left side before we increase the range of motion even more. There you go. So we're going to bring both elbows down to the ground for a very high switch in our hips and a very low switch in our upper body. And then we're going to bring our elbow right behind our knee where we last time had our hand. And from here, once more, push up. Now we have a little bit more stretch in our side, on the right side. And then when we move low with our upper body, high with our lower body to the right side, left arm behind the left leg, down on your elbow, push up, fully lengthen the side. Our latissimus and our triceps are getting a nice little stretch here, and controlled reversal, controlled upwards and downward movement, complete contact with the ground before we switch it up to another raise. One final time. the left side. Now you should feel pretty limber and pretty flexible, especially in your hips. Final time, all the way up, lengthen the right side and reverse. Elbows down to the middle. Now we have 2 or 3 switches of just a complete Cossack squat with our elbows as low as possible. If you don't have the mobility for that, your hands will do just as fine. So either go very low or extend until you have the required range of motion to go through the entire movement on your elbows. Final time to either side. To the right. Final time to the left. And reverse back to the middle and get into a seated position. Now we're basically done with our dynamic movements. Almost. We're gonna switch from the left side, full contact with our upper body, to the right side, full contact with our upper body. Use your musculature to pull yourself deeper into the stretch instead of using your hands, so we can activate more of our muscles and work them with more strength and control. One more time to the right side, because now we're going to finish it up in a static pancake or straddle position. Now you can start out with hands first. Once you have the mobility, down on your elbows. Once you have that mobility, grab your feet at the toes. If you have even more flexibility, grab them at the heels. Pull your body first with your muscles down, and when you don't have enough strength to go any deeper, now you can help with your arms and rotation in your shoulders. We're gonna hold for 10 seconds. I'd say 10 seconds or more than enough. Take deep breaths. Sit back up slowly through spinal extension. Close those legs. One more static hold here into a pike position. Start extending your back a little bit more. Then bring your head as low as possible for another 10. Because after those 2 posterior chain static stretches, we're gonna finish this routine with an anterior static stretch, seated like so. Bring your butt down to the ground. You can start at level number 1, hold it here. If you have the mobility, get down into level number 2. If you have that, get down into level number 3, and we're just gonna relax here for a handful of seconds. Enjoy touching some grass, because we don't do that often. Take a deep breath or 2. And sit up all the way. Switch into a deep squat. Now you're going to feel your hip flexors a little bit, and we're basically done here. Now, I hope this routine at the very least helped you to slow down a little bit, even if it didn't help you to relax, or at the very least you feel a little bit more limber. With that said, that's all the time I've left for you today. If you like the video and subscribe, and check out other videos on this channel, because we have new ones every single day. Captain Cairo, peace out.